Alright, welcome back. We're going to do number 10. Number 10 is a little more involved, so we'll have a separate video just for that. What number 10 is about is you're given this rather messy looking equation, and you're asked to determine what kind of conic section it is, and you're also asked to find the foci. And this doesn't look like the conic sections we've looked at before, but in fact it can be transformed as one. And here's how we're going to do that. We're going to collect the terms that are similar, not like terms, because there aren't any. And notice that we don't really have any trinomials here. We could factor x's or 4's out or 3's or y's out, but it wouldn't get us anywhere because we need something with x plus whatever squared, y plus whatever squared equals 1. So what we have to do is complete the square. And you might be a little rusty on this, but follow along, and if you have to just look up something on Wikipedia or on the internet in general, you'll find all kinds of examples. In fact, you can probably find examples right here on YouTube of completing the square. So I'm factoring out the coefficient of the x squared and the y squared. This is what I have left. And what I need to do is add something here so that I can factor this. If I add a 1, I make this a perfect square. Adding a 1 here is just like adding a 4 to the entire left-hand side. So I better add a 4 over here, so it's still an equation, not an inequality. And over here, what I need to add is a 25, half a 10 squared. By adding a 25 is just like subtracting a 75 from both sides. And now I can factor these things. That was the point. It's x plus 1 squared minus 3 times the square of y minus 5. And all this stuff over here ends up equaling 144. And that should let you know you're on the right track, because perfect squares abound in these kind of problems. Now I'll divide through by the 144. And 4 goes into that 36 times. So I have x plus 1 over 36. And 3 goes into that 48 times. This is y minus 5 squared. And this equals 1. So now it looks like one of those transform problems. And remember, we did one of these in previous videos. So the way we did that was to consider first this more basic hyperbola. Yeah, and by the way, I didn't explicitly say it, but it is a hyperbola, right? Because we have this minus sign. And it's a hyperbola that's going to open left to right because the minus sign is on the y. Okay, so for this hyperbola, how will we find the foci? Once we know the foci of this hyperbola, we can just shift them left 1, up 5 to get the the foci of the shifted hyperbola that we actually have to deal with. Over here we have the relationship that c squared equals a squared plus b squared. And this is a and this is b. So c squared equals 36 plus 48, or 84. So c equals plus or minus the square root of 84. Okay, which is a little bit bigger than 9. Whatever, we'll leave it just like that. So our shifted foci, so far we have minus root 84, 0, and we have root 84, 0. These are on the x-axis. We're going to shift these left 1, up 5. So we'll have minus root 84 minus 1 plus 5. And we'll also have positive root 84 minus 1 up 5. And these are the foci. And in fact, I've graphed this. Maybe I can show you here on the screen. I don't know if you can see that. That's the graph, and these are the two foci of the hyperbola. Right? Notice how they're shifted over a little bit and then up. So that's number 10. The next video will deal with the last two problems of the practice test.